All right, y'all. GMOGMediaTV back with another one. All right, so I want to quickly talk about the Electoral College. Now, black folks, of course, this upcoming selection, and I'm going to keep using the phrase selection, not presidential election, but this is a presidential selection. And I'm going to also talk about the Electoral College. Black people, black society, we have been socially engineered for over 500 years to think certain ways, to follow tradition without questioning things, without asking, certain questions, and without actually having some kind of resistance over a traditional model of things, right? And you also got to remember that these laws that were created by the dominant white society. Keep that in mind. They weren't created by us. They weren't for us. Okay? So you got to understand that this voting system that's in place was not for us. It was not meant for us to be in the first place. And you got people that always have the argument of, well, our ancestors fought for you to vote, right? Our ancestors did this for you to vote, right? You're gonna have these people who are saying vote or die and stuff like that, and that's true to a certain extent. But you got to understand the mechanism behind the voting system. This voting system is all it is basically is just a part of a system where you have a powerless agenda. And I'll get into that right now. So each state has an electoral college, right? I live in the state of Florida. All right, let me zoom in on this real quick, and this is all public records, okay? So this upcoming selection, of course, with Trump and Biden, the state of Florida has an electoral college of 27 presidential electors. Basically, an electoral college is this. It's basically a bunch of people that you put in your vote for, and they vote on your behalf. Okay? Let's read this from the Florida Division of Elections, okay? It says, presidential electors, the process to select and nominate electors who will vote for president and vice president on behalf of Florida voters, can be found in Chapter 103 Florida statutes. Okay, so this is, again, it's like this in every state. Every state has presidential selectors that will vote on your behalf. You place your vote, they're going to vote for you based off your political affiliation. Now, for me, I'm registered independent, and if I break this down, in my state, there's no candidates for independent, and also there's no party affiliation. So my vote will go absolutely nowhere. But I digress. Let me go ahead and continue what it says here. Each state is entitled to a number of electors equal to the number of state senators and representatives in Congress. Based on the 2010 census, Florida is entitled to 29 presidential electors through the 2020 presidential election. In Florida, each presidential candidate or presidential candidate's political party, whichever is applicable, submits to its own slate of electors. Subsequent to the general election, the state certifies the slate of electors of the joint candidates for president and vice president who received the highest number of votes in the state. All right, and explains here for further information, go to this link, yada yada yada, right? So you go down here, 2020 Florida presidential candidates and electors, aka selectors, and it's, of course, is by the candidates of choice and party affiliation or write-in. Of course, you got candidates of choice, Donald Trump and Michael Pence, vice president, right? You click on here. This is the application for the presidential selectors. You go to page 2. So I'll read this here. In accordance with Section 103.021 Florida statutes, the Republican Party of Florida hereby recommends to the governor the following 29 candidates for nomination as the Republican presidential selectors to the Electoral College. So if you're a registered Republican, conservative, you better know these people. You better know their name, their favorite color. You better know everything about these people. Because if your vote is that important, this is who's going to vote for you on your behalf. And you also got to remember that even though they're affiliated with either Democrats or Republicans, they don't even have to vote for their own political party. So if they're affiliated with Republican, they don't have to vote for Trump and Pence. Same thing with the Democrats. If someone is a Democrat, they don't have to vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So you're putting your vote and faith in someone else you've never met. You don't know who the hell really they are. And these are the 29 people right here. Okay? Right here. Let's go here. We're going to go to the Democrats. Page 2 again. All right. It says, now therefore be it resolved that the State Executive Committee of Florida Democratic Party nominates the following candidates as presidential selectors for President and Vice President of the United States. These are the 29 Democrats that represent Florida for the Electoral College. Okay? Now, Florida is one of the biggest states when it comes to Electoral College. You got Florida's 29, I believe California's 55. New York is right up there as well. Texas is right up there, right? So those are like big states. Florida is considered a swing state, right? Where you have a large pool of Electoral College people, right? So again, get familiar with these names. Get familiar with these names. All right? Because if you don't know if you're a registered Democrat and you don't know who these folks are, again, you're putting your vote in the faith of someone else that's going to vote on your behalf. That's why I say the system is powerless. I'm not going to say the system is like pointless or, the voting system is useless. This is a mechanism. The mechanism is first is you vote and then someone else votes on your behalf. That's what you call powerless. You're putting your vote into someone else's hands you never met, don't know who the hell they are. You know what I mean? And they don't even have to vote for their own political affiliation, therefore, or anybody on the docket, on the ballot. They don't even have to vote for anybody they're not mandated to vote for anybody on the ballot. Right? So that's what it is, man. Then you have all these other party affiliations: Libertarian Reform Party, Party of Socialism, Green Party, Constitution Party, write-ins, right? This is what you have. So, again, know who these people are. Because if you don't, your vote is still powerless, even if you know who they are, because you're still putting your fate into someone else's hands, right? So at least part of the strategy would be know who these folks are, because you're putting your vote into someone else's hands. If you're a Democrat, you better get in contact with these folks. Be like, yo, I'm gonna vote for Biden. Who are you? Do you agree with his agenda? Do you agree with his policies? Are you gonna vote for him once I place my vote as a political affiliation of the Democratic Party? Are you gonna vote? Right? I will ask those questions. Black people don't know this. You know what I'm saying? If I show this document to somebody that's a registered Democrat, they're not going to know who these people are. Who are these people, right? They're not going to know. Right? So, just wanted to share that document with you guys, man. Again, this is the Electoral College. The Electoral College that will select the next so-called president of the United States. You don't have to... You can win the popular vote and still lose. Ask Hillary Clinton, right? So, it is what it is, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. GMOGMedia TV. You already know what it is. Till next time, signing out. Peace.